Hey there, Steelers fans. Another week, another whirlwind of news surrounding our beloved black and gold. Whether it's George Pickens grabbing headlines for all the wrong reasons or Arthur Smith drawing interest from rival teams, there's always something to talk about in Steelers Nation. Before we dive into today's hot topics, take a moment to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps this community strong, and with the playoffs around the corner, there's no better time to stay connected. All right, let's jump in. First up, let's talk about George Pickens, his fines, and what it means for him and the team moving forward. Wide receiver George Pickens has been one of the most dynamic players on the field this season, but his fiery passion has come at a cost. Literally. Pickens was fined $10,231 for unsportsmanlike conduct during last week's loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. What happened? In the fourth quarter, after going offsides on a play, Pickens removed his helmet on the field, a clear violation of league rules. While he wasn't penalized during the game, the NFL made sure to dock his wallet afterward. This isn't the first time Pickens has been hit with fines this season. In fact, he's been fined a staggering 6 times, totaling $68,039. Here's a breakdown of his costly season. Week 13 versus Bengals. Fined $24,062 for taunting and a violent gesture, which he claims was a first down celebration. Week 10 versus Commanders. Fined $16,083 for unnecessary roughness, a face mask penalty. Week 5 versus Cowboys. Fined $2,463 for an explicit message on his eye black and a face mask infraction. Last season, reports suggest Pickens was fined over $200,000 by the team and the league combined. To his credit, Pickens has acknowledged the need to be better, saying, "You can't hurt the team. I never intend to hurt the team." While his talent on the field is undeniable, these repeated infractions are becoming a narrative. Pickens' passion is what makes him special, but he'll need to channel it into his gameplay, not actions that cost him and potentially the team dearly. What do you think, Steelers Nation? Is this just part of the growing pains for a young star, or is it a bigger issue that needs addressing? Switching gears, let's talk about Arthur Smith, our offensive coordinator who has breathed new life into this offense. After years of frustration under former OC Matt Canada, Smith's arrival brought immediate improvement. But success has its price. Now, other teams want him. The New York Jets, who recently fired head coach Robert Saleh, are reportedly eyeing Smith as a candidate for their head coaching vacancy. Here's the scenario. The Jets, despite a talented roster featuring Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, have struggled this season, winning only 4 games. They're desperate for a fresh start, and Smith's turnaround of the Steelers' offense has caught their attention. One possible competitor for the Jets' job is former head coach Rex Ryan, who has openly expressed interest in returning to New York. If Ryan gets the job, Steelers fans can breathe a little easier about keeping Smith in Pittsburgh. Arthur Smith's head coaching record isn't stellar. During his tenure with the Atlanta Falcons, he went 7-10 in 3 consecutive seasons before being let go. However, his success as an OC this year proves he's a brilliant offensive mind. The big question is, should he leave after just 1 season with the Steelers? For Smith, the decision might come down to how the Steelers' season ends. If Pittsburgh makes a deep playoff run, he might feel inclined to stick around and build on that success. But if the team bows out early, Smith could view this as an opportunity to start fresh elsewhere. Let's start with the facts. T.J. Watt is having another monster season in 2024. He leads the league with 6 forced fumbles, and his game-changing ability has kept the Steelers in playoff contention all year long. After being snubbed for the Defensive Player of the Year (DPOY) award in 2023, Watt entered this season as the favorite to win it, and rightfully so. But now, ESPN's Bill Barnwell has left Watt off his All-Pro team, sparking outrage among fans. Barnwell's reasoning? He claims Watt doesn't have the same consistent impact throughout games as other edge rushers like Trey Hendrickson, Miles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, and Jonathan Greenard, all of whom made his list. For context, just a few weeks ago, Watt was the clear favorite for DPOY with 250 odds. But a late-season surge from Denver Broncos cornerback Patrick Surtain II has shifted the narrative. Surtain now leads the race with 170 odds, while Watt has dropped to $200. Barnwell argued that the Steelers' pressure rate is actually worse when Watt is on the field. On paper, that stat might seem significant, but any Steelers fan, or football fan for that matter, knows that numbers don't tell the whole story. Think about it. How many players in the NFL command double and triple teams like Watt does? His presence alone forces offenses to change their game plans. The impact of a player like Watt goes beyond traditional metrics. It's about disrupting the rhythm of the opposing team and creating opportunities for his teammates. Even Barnwell himself acknowledged Watt's ability to make splash plays, but he still argued that those moments don't add up to consistent dominance. Steelers Nation, does that sound right to you? Amid the criticism, former Super Bowl champion and All-Pro offensive tackle Mitchell Schwartz came to Watt's defense. Schwartz, who's faced his fair share of elite pass rushers, knows the challenges of going up against someone like T.J. Watt. His endorsement carries significant weight, and it's a reminder that players who have been in the trenches understand Watt's greatness better than any analyst ever could. Here's what's really frustrating. Other players like Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons don't seem to face the same scrutiny despite not producing the type of splash plays that Watt does. Watt's ability to consistently force turnovers and change the outcome of games is unparalleled, yet some analysts continue to downplay his contributions. Let's not forget, Garrett's Browns are one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Can we really say he's had a more impactful season than Watt, whose contributions have directly led to Steelers' victories? If there's one thing we know about T.J. Watt, it's that he thrives on proving people wrong. This latest snub from ESPN is just fuel for the fire. Watt doesn't need validation from analysts. His play speaks for itself. But the disrespect he's faced throughout his career has only made him stronger, and Steelers fans wouldn't want it any other way. The Steelers are still in the hunt for their first playoff win in 7 years, and head coach Mike Tomlin has one goal in mind: a Super Bowl victory. Regardless of how the season ends, changes are expected, whether it's staff turnover, roster moves, or both. Steelers Nation, we're curious. 1. Do you think George Pickens' passion is worth the fines, or does he need to rein it in? 2. Should the Steelers do whatever it takes to keep Arthur Smith, or is it okay to let him go? 3. What do you think Pittsburgh needs to address to make a serious playoff push? Drop your answers in the comments, and let's get the conversation started. We want to hear from you, the heart and soul of Steelers Nation. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a beat. With the playoffs looming, there's so much to talk about, and we're here to bring you all the latest news and insights. Here we go, Steelers Nation. Let's keep the passion alive and cheer our team to victory.